In 1775, William Bartram was wandering alone in the mountains on Cherokee Trade Pass near Cowie, North Carolina, when he wrote the famous line, "I beheld with rapture and astonishment a sublimely awful scene of power and magnificence, a world of mountains piled upon mountains." Some scholars believe William Bartram wrote that here at Wayah, where we start this month's hike.
Bartram, he was following well-defined paths all the way, his whole trip just about. He was on well-defined old trading paths. The most ancient trading paths were continuously used all the way into modern times. Most of our modern paved roads are on top of these old corridors. Our great interstates are right on the major corridors. These trade routes, they connected the Pacific Ocean to the Atlantic Ocean, Hudson Bay to the Gulf of Mexico. These major trails were been there for thousands of years.
The route we are on today walks with the Appalachian Trail from Wayah up to this point. You see white blazes for the AT and yellow for the Bartram.
Cherokee peoples, it is believed, migrated from the Virginia area into these mountains during the Little Ice Age, sometime after the Mississippian time period. They moved into this area and then established their towns. The overhill towns being on the other side of the Unicoi Mountains on the Tennessee side, and it was very accessible to the main trading route that went from Virginia to the Alabamas to the Gulf of Mexico. They were on that route.
The Cherokee Nation engaged in a series of complex trades across the continent. We can see this in archaeology at town sites like Great Tellico over in Tennessee, where they find soil sample remnants that contain cocoa beans and chili peppers. These types of long-distance commodity goods are coming out of the Yucatan Peninsula in contact with the post-classical Mayan states, as well as other tribes within the southeast. Interestingly, one of the major trade goods that's coming out of Cherokee country is actually mica. Large books of it are mined from the area around Macon County and areas where Bartram would have traveled, and they've been found in places as far north as Serpent's Mound in Ohio. Most famously, the mica hand, a large, anatomically mostly correct hand, carved entirely out of a singular book of mica, actually is a mica type that's only found in Macon County, so it only could have come from this region.
Mica was mined in Macon County, North Carolina, beginning with Native Americans through the 1940s. During World War I and World War II, the mica industry flourished because of the need for mica in vacuum tubes and other electronic components. The mica mine we see on this hike is either the Lau Cut Mine or the Turkey Nest Mine, which are only 500 feet apart. They operated from 1870 through 1946. Since 1960, the use of other materials in the production of electronic components has caused a major decline in the mica mining industry. Today, Macon County is known for gem mining. Rubies, sapphires, and garnets are the main minerals mined, and Macon County is known as the gem capital of the world.
Where we're at today, on the Little Tennessee River, was the heartland of the Cherokee towns, surrounded by these barrier mountains. This Great Smoky Mountain chain on the north, the Unicoi on the west, the Blue Ridge on the south, and the Balsams and the Blue Ridge on the east. And so these towns in here were almost impenetrable by Europeans because they didn't know how to get in here. It took them decades before their traders learned the routes. When the British started trading, old Cherokee corridors and trails were kind of put together, and they found the most expedient route from here to the coast, to Charlestown, South Carolina, which became Charleston. And by 1750, in the 1750s, there were no less than 12 white traders living up and down this river. This was a trading path where tens of thousands of Cherokees crossed at any given time. And pack horse trains came through here, armies came through here. There were so many Cherokee trails in this area that in 1837, when the Army Corps of Engineers came in here to map it out secretly, W.G. Williams, the chief of the Army Corps of Engineers, said, "There are so many Indian trails over here." He said, "Every creek has got a Cherokee trail going up it." And so they couldn't even map all of them, but they were looking for the major roads where they could actually get wagons to transport Cherokees in the removal or to transport troops to fight the Cherokees. It's 1837. They removed them in 1838.
As we walk these trails, I often wonder who else has walked on this same path. There's so much history here in southern Appalachia, it is impossible to cover all of it in these episodes. But these trails and paths help us to remember the times gone by. If you would like more information on Native American trade paths or Cherokee history, please visit the Museum of the Cherokee Indian in Cherokee, North Carolina. I will leave it to the experts to sum up this hike.
I believe that geography and society are inherently intertwined and that place is just as much a piece of history as the people and their actions.
The ecology and the geography and the history is just all intertwined. You can't separate it, really.
Join us next time for the 11th section of our hike, Wayah Bald to Lake Nantahala. Connect with us on YouTube and Facebook. If you enjoyed this, click the thumbs up and follow us to see the next episode.